because when you're alone as a kid, the monsters see you as weaker. You don't even know they're getting closer. Till it's too late.
Here. Take it.
Boo! Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be the first episode of a series that I'm going to call Movie Madness Mondays. I'm a writer, so I really like alliteration, so I might do this quite a bit. So apologies if you think it's cheesy or whatever. That's just me. So what this is going to be is either me going to the cinema and watching a movie on Netflix that I've never seen, or getting a DVD and just watching it, obviously, and giving my opinions on what I thought about the movie. I have kind of a different taste in movies than most people. Let's just be honest, than most people. So the big movies that come out, I generally don't like. You know, the ones that everyone goes on about. I'm just like, it wasn't great. My favorite kind of movies are like the indie movies, you know, that you don't really hear a lot about, and they're, you know, probably low budget, and they have like a meaning to it, or like a really sad story or emotional story. Action movies, they do nothing for me. It's just big explosions, way. So this first episode is about the movie It, the remake. I went to see it last night. I was a bit wary about it because I had seen the original before, but I'm terrified of clowns. I've always been terrified of clowns. And when I watched the first one, it was terrifying. And I thought this one was going to be a lot worse. So I was a bit nervous going in. I did have a few glasses of wine, so that calmed me a little bit. And I did take notes. Now, it was very dark in the cinema and I couldn't see my paper, so I didn't know how it was going to turn out, and I'll give you a close-up of it, but it's a mess. It is a mess. I don't know if you can see that. There are sentences running into sentences, and I forgot to put in certain letters and words. It is all over the place, so I will try and read this as I wrote it, and then try to decipher what I meant by the sentence. By the way, this video will contain spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie and you really want to, and you don't want it to be spoiled, don't watch it until after you've seen the movie, okay? Sweet. So my first comment that I wrote was stutting. Stutting, yeah. So bad. Like, I wrote so bad. I definitely meant the stuttering. I know it is part of the movie, in the original movie as well, that the child stutters, but I just couldn't take it. It was too much. It was obviously put on, and I think stuttering is a really hard thing to be able to fake. So he did a good job, I guess, considering, but I just couldn't stand it. It really annoyed me, so I just didn't like that bit. And that was like in the first 5 minutes. I was just like, no. Okay, so this is where a sentence ran into another sentence, so let's just see what I can decipher from this. Music, creepy effects, grats at stat, folding paper. What? I think it's supposed to be the music was quite creepy. I did like that. And that the sound effects were great at the start. Especially the folding paper. You know, you hear that very clearly, and it kind of built a kind of a tension, and I quite liked that. For some reason, I wrote Jackson Street and a question mark. I think because it's been so long since I saw the original, I was thinking, is that significant? So I wrote it down, but there's no other comments around that. Just Jackson Street. I wrote, not trying to spook you for no reason. This is one thing that I really did like about the movie, that they weren't just kind of like jumping at you and like giving you, you know, those sound effects where it's like, boo, you know, that kind of stuff. It was Very well done. They didn't jump out at you. They didn't build him up. They didn't like kind of create a big suspense. Oh, he's coming. Oh, he's coming. He was just kind of there. And he was quite creepy, and I didn't get freaked out by him, but I thought it was a better way of doing horror movies rather than trying to just scare you for no reason, make your heart jump. That's one thing as a whole in the movie that I really, really didn't enjoy, because I hate that feeling of worrying, oh God, something scary's coming, oh my God, and then getting that heart palpitation. I didn't like that in other movies. So I'm glad they didn't do it with this one. It was as it was. It was creepy, and it was doing it because it was supposed to be a scary moment of the film for everyone involved. Okay, this is another one that's a sentence run into each other. Creepy as fuck fiery rooting for fat artist. I think this was supposed to be creepy as fuck pharmacist. Because he was creepy, man. Yeah, the girl was supposed to be 11 years old, and he was all coming on to her like, oh yeah, oh you're hot. And maybe that was intentional, maybe that was the way it's supposed to be, but it's just, it was not nice. And then I wrote rooting for the fat guy. So I really did want the fat guy to get with Beverly. Really, really did. I didn't really care so much for the stuttering guy. I don't know names. I'm not good with names. So the stuttering guy, I just didn't like him. I wanted the fat kid to get the girl. He never gets the girl in all movies. They deserve to get the girl. And they were cute. They were so much cuter. Couldn't understand clown, eh? That's another sentence running into another sentence. Yeah, okay, I think this meant that I didn't understand the clown. I couldn't really hear what he was saying, but that might be a flaw on my part. I have really terrible hearing. I can hear things, but it's like I can't process them sometimes. Maybe I'm an idiot, I don't know. But I couldn't understand him at parts. The next sentence is, what girl is confident at that age? Yeah, so she's supposed to be 11, and she was so confident with all the guys, going around in her underwear, and, you know, with an abusive father as well. You think she would be very closed off and very, I don't know, I haven't experienced that kind of abuse or know anyone who has been like that, but you'd think they were a bit more reserved. But this is just me being really critical for no reason. I was looking too much into it, I think. Metal music during Rock War, yes. Well, that was definitely supposed to be the metal music during the Rock War. And I was like, yes. I thought it was so awesome. I really, really liked that. It should have went on longer for me, because it just went really well, and it kind of just made me want to like rock my head. I was like, yeah, that was awesome. So that was just my comment on that. Yeah. So my next thing, me being sarcastic, and it happens in all horror movies, but I always find it funny. You know, when the kid is, the glasses kid, Richie, I think that's him. He got locked in like a room by himself in the creepy house, in the crack house, I think it is. And obviously there's all these clowns everywhere, and then there was a coffin that opened. I just thought it was funny that he walked towards it, knowing that there's creepy shit in that house. He walks towards it. So yeah, step towards the coffin, see what happens. Obviously it's not going to be good, man. That's not a criticism for this movie, because all horror movies do that. They hear a noise and they walk towards it. I would be running away at that stage. I'd be like, see you later, guys. I'm out of here. But fair play to him. Fair play to him. So my next comment, and it must have been near the end of the movie, because I wrote what happened to the adult part of the story, because I knew it was coming to a close, the movie, and I was waiting for when they grow up, because what I remembered from the first like original movie was the adults. That's all that kind of stuck in my mind. It had been years, so I was like, okay, well maybe they're making this movie just as long as the old one, and the adults were going to come in the second part of this movie. So I kept on waiting, there was nothing, and I was like, what? Where is it? I just got confused, and I was waiting for it to happen, I probably shouldn't have gone in with that mindset, because obviously remakes do things differently. And it kind of just took over my brain, and I was like waiting for this second part to happen. I was just like, hello, does anyone remember this movie? I mean, not that I remembered everything that went on in the movie, the original, but I did remember the adults. Where were the adults? So this is near the end of the movie, and I wrote, what kid is brave enough to go down a well where a clown is with a broken arm? Again, that's just me being very critical. I was just like, okay, he's got a broken arm. He's not going to be able to hold his weight. It would be excruciating, I could imagine. But I suppose they couldn't leave him behind. I don't know. Fair play to him. Those kids had balls. Just saying. And did anyone else want that bully kid to just die? When his father came along with his gun, I just really wanted him to pull the trigger. That sounds bad. You know, he's just a child bullying someone, and, you know, he doesn't deserve to die, but part of me thought, pow, pow. And what was with the bully killing his dad? The cop. Did no one report that? There was no kind of follow-up on that. It was just, he's dead, let's move on. And then it came to the end of the movie. Still no adults, by the way. And it just came up with the credits. It, Chapter 1. No. No, no, no. This is my problem with remakes, reboots, all this kind of stuff. They are just doing it for the money. And it ruins it, I think. It just really, really annoys me. They could have cut so much from that movie and made it into just a slightly longer movie with the adult part in it. I just really hate it when they just milk a movie for the money, you know, especially like with books, you know, the last book of the series, they've split into 2 movies when it's unnecessary. So I just thought, no, they're just trying to milk it again, and it really made me angry. So I kind of ended the movie on a sour note, because I was just like, no, not another one. Just no. I did end up looking up the synopsis of the original movie, and even just reading it, I found that more entertaining than the new remake. I like the fact that it starts off with the adults and then just flashbacks to the kids. I thought that was a lot more interesting story and way of going about it. That's just my opinion. I very much, mostly, prefer originals to remakes. But it was a good movie. The way they did it was very good. It wasn't too creepy, I don't think. I thought it was just kind of just thrillery, rather than trying to scare you and spook you, which is quite good. But I really want to go watch the original now, and I think I would enjoy that one more. But that's my opinion. Like I said, I have a terrible taste in movies, so I could be completely wrong. As a whole, I think it was a good movie if I disregard the original, if I just take it as its own movie and not compare it to the original. I think that's what you kind of have to do with remakes and reboots, because otherwise it won't be the same, obviously, and you won't accept it. Well, that's how I always feel anyway. If you like the movie, please let me know in the comments section. Give my video a wee thumbs up if you thought this was a good review. I probably could have done better. I've never reviewed a movie before, and my notes are awful. I'll do better next time. So please subscribe to my videos. I'm going to be uploading every single week, or at least I'm going to try around my job. So stay tuned. If you have any suggestions of movies that you'd like me to see and review, it doesn't have to be in the cinema. It can be old movies. It can be something that's on Netflix. Just any suggestions. I am very open to doing that, because I really do enjoy movies and seeing different things. Okay, until next time. Bye.